we're huge Giants fans, and especially just right now, yesterday, the A's and Giants united and were chanting "Sell the team," which was just. I mean, it gave you goosebumps. I mean,
yep, I was just going to say your shirt's very telling.
The shirt is epic, and I love that everyone is coming together. I love that everywhere I see, everyone is mad that they're moving from Oakland. Yeah. But we don't really necessarily live on the Bay Area, specifically near Oakland. So we don't really have the feel for how the city is really truly feeling, other than obviously we hear about sell the team. But like, what is the aura around Oakland right now?
So me growing up in the Oakland area, I grew up as a Raiders fan, obviously. There was a Giants and A's fan. A's fan first back then, and then Giants. Now it's kind of morphed into Giants first and then A's. But the fans of sports out here are pissed off. I mean, quite frankly, you lose the Warriors in San Francisco. That was kind of inevitable. We saw that happening. You lose the Raiders for the third time, or the second time, and now you're losing the A's, and it's frustrating as fans because we feel like there could be something that gets done, but the city leadership doesn't know what they're doing. And that's the biggest frustration, is that you have a bunch of morons running the city that are basically just, running it into the ground. And so that's the frustrating part. And then you have the leadership of the A's that don't care. They don't care about the fans. They don't care about the fan base. They don't care about anything. And the fans are fed up. And that's why you see people not going to A's games. That's why you see people wearing the sell the team t-shirts. That's why you see people on social media freaking out, because the A's, if they go to Vegas, they're going to be an expansion team. I mean, that's what it's basically going to come down to. You don't have the fan base that's going to go and follow them like you would with the Raiders. And the ownership is not doing anything for the fans to make them want to go. You get rid of your best players. You have the lowest payroll in sports. Your stadium is trash. You don't try to get something done. You block the Raiders from getting a new stadium done because you sign a 10-year lease. Mark Davis offers you a percentage of the Raiders so you guys can both stay. You say no, and then you want to move. So Oakland fans, San Francisco fans, Bay Area fans are pissed off.
Yeah. I think, and I was telling you too, because I'm in the hospitality industry, so tourism is a huge component for bringing in business. I can only imagine what the city of Oakland is struggling with right now. I mean, you have, 4 major sports that were in that city at some point in time, and they've all potentially up and left. So you got to wonder, what is that going to do for the travel to Oakland, and what is that going to do for the notoriety? What is that going to do to the city impact on an economics level, just because of the last essentially professional team, the A's, which is probably one of the historic teams in Oakland, is basically being pushed out the door by the city itself,
Yeah, and I think you're going to see a big drop off in tourism. I mean, you already have the break-ins that deter people, and now you have no reason for people to come out here. So it's going to be big. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, I went to the Oakland Coliseum. I actually went for an A's game, and the recent one I went to a Raiders game when they were still here, and the atmosphere there is like any other place. I mean, I would argue the Raiders atmosphere was way different, and it was the best experience I ever had. But them moving to Vegas, it's exactly what the Raiders are kind of going through right now. I can't tell you how many times I was watching a Raider game and the announcers are saying, well, I think there's more of the away fans than the Raider fans. And it's like, I mean, you would never see that in Oakland. You wouldn't even dare. I mean, you've had to have been tailgating for you to walk in with a other team's jersey on in Oakland. Like, no one ever would dare to go there. I remember someone at the Raiders Stadium. They were dressing up in all the Raiders gear, and they had something tied to them. And we saw that because we were going against the Broncos. and it was like a plastic horse, and they were just dragging it as they were walking. And I was like, only in Oakland, man, like only. Yeah. And so it's so. I mean, the A's fans, the real true like through and through A's fans. I mean, they are absolutely diehards, like any other team that you would have. And you're going to then move the team to Vegas, or I mean, we assume Vegas. I mean, probably, you're just never going to see the diehard. I mean, if I'm an A's fan, I don't really. I mean, they haven't been good for a while anyway. Why am I going to also want to follow them? I mean, I would rather go and watch a Giants game where the stadium is beautiful. And there's a ton of food vendors, and there's so much going on at that stadium that it's going to be hard to continue to be an A's fan. And so I think that's what the real outrage is you're not going to have the same A's team or fans that you would normally.
Well, and the other thing to add to that is you have a lot of tradition. We talked about tailgates. There's a lot of tradition that goes into it, just like it did with the Raiders. And I know some Raider fans that won't go to Vegas. People I know, they have family outings there. They have family reunions there. They have birthdays and events there. So there's a lot more tied to it. It's not just the fandom, but it's the sentimental value, which, leaving Oakland, it's tough. And being at the Coliseum, it was insane. It was one of the best, some of the best experiences I've ever had. Peeing into a trough sucked, but
that was the worst.
But the other thing with Vegas is, would you rather take a weekend vacation to Oakland, or would you rather take a weekend vacation to Vegas? And that's why you're starting to see, fans of the other teams. Now, if the Raiders start winning, you're going to see more Raiders fans there because they'll want to pay that money. But the resale on tickets is ridiculous. I'm a season ticket holder, and I mean, sometimes I like my eyes pop out at the price that I have to list my tickets at. So
yeah. But that box that they come into is majestic. I'll say it's probably the best season ticket holder case that you'll ever see.
We got that baby.
Right there you go. There you go.
This is last year's, but
still though. I mean, that's amazing.
I'm not making it out to a Vegas game for the Raiders because I can't afford it. So there you go. I'm just not going to pay that kind of money right now. No, that is a goal of mine. I mean, recently actually, my wife and I, we were in Vegas, and just driving by the stadium, I was like, man, I want to go so bad, but I just right now it's pretty. Yeah, there you go. That's true. Yeah, you get to see some of the young guns. So
yeah.
But anyway, I remember going to the Coliseum for a Raiders game. It was my very first Raider game in Oakland, and me and my wife went, and a buddy of ours also tagged along, and it was just the stadium is crap, but the fans were just epic. It was just the best. It was just the best. So I don't, and it came off the screen too on TV. And with the Vegas right now, it just hasn't come off the screen like it used to. So I'm a little like, man, I don't want to get high expectations, but that stadium looks really nice. So